All right, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless you all day. By His mercies, you aren't consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall body, and two are naturally alive, man. And I don't want to get into this, man, because it's going into like the what Yahweh meant by the faith of Abraham, and also too out of Weigther, like he tells you the end from the beginning, man. And pardon me, y'all, I'm a little tired. And how the weightier matters of the law is so important, man. Honestly, judgment, mercy, faith, all that type of stuff, man. But that was in the beginning. What we gonna see, man, with Abraham. But let's just grab this real quick, man. Let's grab that real quick. Let's grab Matthew 23 real quick. Then we're gonna go. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay the tithe and mint and this and coming, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, faith. These ought to be done right and not leaving the other undone." So yeah, man, and that's just what it is too, man. And notice how like faith, like, but I actually like two, as we know, one of the fruits of the spirit. One is who you are, the fruits of the spirit. Who you are. Shout out to brother Semi Firstborn, like he always says, and also too how like, and that's what to me how the law is spiritual. No, let's grab this too, because like what Paul says, the law is spiritual. That aspect, like that aspect of the law is really well, it all spiritual, man, but really it is like trusting in that, because of course, like as far as instruction, like the other stuff like that during stuff with trials and tribulation, like the laws of the dietary law and the other laws that's there, like thou shalt not, thou shalt, that's not really gonna help you during that time. But only time the only laws that can help you is the weightier matters, man. There's nothing wrong with the laws with the Most High Yahshua's instruction, man. There's nothing wrong with that. But like the brother Semi Firstborn often says, and I concur, because that's what it is. I was actually talking about this with my brother, a brother of mine a year ago, about this stuff like that, because we kind of talking about it. Then he kind of understood it. So because at first he's like, I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah, honestly, because when I first came in, a few years in, the law, you think that's the thing is too. That's why the gospel, the witness, the testimony, new covenant is so important, because of course I came in, a lot of our brothers and sisters, I came in the conventional way. Listen, we're the descendants of the people of the book, we're the Israelites, and the law, statutes, commandments, His instruction. But now really as far as all praise to the Most High Yahushua, man, for just slowly revealing the gospel, the witness, the testimony through other brothers, and reading it, seeing it for the whole perspective, man. The gospel, witness, the testimony, new covenant, man. So, but let's grab this in Ecclesiasticus real quick, man. It's all right. It says, "A man of understanding trusteth in the law, the weightier matters," like we said. The law is faithful unto him as an oracle. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. That's why let's get that Paul. Let's get that Romans 7:7 real quick. My bad, y'all. Oh Lord. Nah. Romans 7:7. It says, "What shall we say then? Is the law sin? Yahweh forbid. Nay, I had not known sin, but by no, that's not it. Okay. I want the law spiritual. I want that. Hold on. Or is it 17:14? Hold on, let's see. No, it's no 17. Okay. I'm probably just tripping. Yeah. Romans chapter 7 verse 14. "For we know the law is spiritual, but I'm carnal, so under sin." So Exactly. That's the way how Shai came to free us from like sin and death, man. He came without the bondage. He that has committed sin is a servant of sin, meaning you held captive. But now, like in Romans 8 and John 8, like you've been free, like through Yahushua's death, man. Like from him overcoming sin and death, and the witness, the testimony, the gospel, man. Like that's just what it is. The word being within you, because when the word is within you, and knowing the Most High Yahushua, you can't die. So. And also too, you die, but the only death you're dying is of course naturally you're going to die, but then again that resurrection of the dead, but then again you're dying to your old self or that old man, old woman. So yeah, but anyway, man. So yeah, let's get this Romans chapter 7 verse 14. It says, "For we know the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, so under sin." So yeah, let's grab this Matthew chapter 23 and verse 23. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for ye hypocrites! Ye pay the tithe of mint and come and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, faith. These ought to be done, and not leave the other undone." So yeah, I was trying to say, listen, these stuff that needs to be talked about. Like, listen, like the gospel needs to be talked about. The witness, the testimony, new covenant needs to be talked about, man. Because honestly, man, that's what the preaching of the gospel, stuff like that is for the faith of people to be increased, to believe in the Most High House, as the scripture said. Because when I was thinking about this last night. Because when you that's why the Most High Yahushua said in Malachi, listen, I'm the Lord, I change not. In Hebrews, Yahushua says, listen, it says Yahushua the same yesterday, today, and forever, man. So, because when somebody's like the same, when somebody's consistent, you can trust in them, man. That's why, like, a lot of times with like Jeremiah 6 and 2, that's why on the natural tip, women, they say they want a man with stability and consistent, man. Because when a woman has that type of man, they can constantly put their trust them. They can constantly rely on them. So like Jeremiah 6 and 2, that somebody's consistent and doesn't change, like the Most High Yahushua, we can constantly trust them, and have their faith in them, because like every time like they come through on their time, and that's the thing as well about that, because also too, so you know who you're dealing with. It's all the same deal, man. That's why it says, listen, believe on me as scripture said, because it's all the scriptures, all the same reoccurring theme, the same motif, man. But yeah, man, let's get this. That's to see now. We see that in the weightier matters of law. So let's grab Genesis 18. I don't know why I couldn't sleep last night, man. And I had to give even that better with that, man. I was on the tablet and stuff like that last night, but somewhere Sirach says, listen, being up all night is not good. Sound sleep is good, but I had to take heed to that even more. But let's grab this Genesis 18 real quick to do. That's why in the household that Abraham commanded is like one inwardly, and of course it's naturally his household, man. But that's why let's grab this, man. Genesis chapter 18 verse where's that? Genesis 18. Hold on, y'all. Here's Genesis chapter 18 verse 19. It says, this is John chapter 14 too as well. This is Genesis 18 verse 19. For I know him, he will command his house. You notice how he said, I know him. He means Abraham is the son of the Most High Yahshua. He's a son of God too. That he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord and do justice and judgment. See, the weightier matters of the law. That the Lord may bring upon Abraham which is spoken of him. So see, exactly, man, and that's what let's get Sarah chapter 27 real quick, because not only his natural household, but spiritually, inwardly, his household, man, justice and judgment, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 27 verse 3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall be soon overthrown. So see, inwardly, inner man, will be overthrown if you're not moving in fear of the Most High house. That's why it says walk in the spirit, not in the flesh, man. But yeah, also too, man. That's what it is. Also too, calamity is gonna happen, like naturally in your household, man. Because it don't matter if it's one, like if it's just you there, like and your pet, my pet cat Spirit here, or it's you and your wife, your old lady, or your family, like children or whatever, whoever's in your household, man. If it's not written by fear of the Lord, it's gonna be overthrown, man. That's just is what it is. That's why it's true. Even spiritually, man, like inwardly too. It starts because everything starts in spiritual, but then it goes manifests into physical, man. Because Saul didn't run his house in the fear, physically in the fear of the Lord, but David did, man. But once David got out of pocket, then his house got overthrown with calamity, and like 2 Samuel 2:11 says. But even though the more mercy that David, like how shall I say, he that showed mercy will receive mercy. Even the more mercy that David showed, that's what kept him alive, because mercy is above the law. That's who the Most High Yahshua is, going back to the weightier matter of the law, because because the Most High Yahshua is not the law. They're not their law, but that's they tell you who they are, Exodus 34:6. But back to the point. But notice how David, after he did what he did, calamity, the rest of his days, he really couldn't enjoy the kingdom like that. That's just it. Inwardly, his kingdom grew because, like, the mistakes they did, the mistake that he did, he grew in the faith. But I mean, inwardly, his kingdom grew, but like physically, a kingdom, which led to in his natural life, man. But other than that, man, he was greatly beloved by the Most High Yahshua, man. I was about to grab something else, but let's read this again. Genesis chapter 18 verse 19. It says, "For I know him, he will command his household and children after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, and do justice and judgment, the weightier matters of the Lord, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which is spoken of him." So let's go to John 8, man. So see, this is why Yahshua said, listen, if y'all did the well, and also too, that work is really the works of faith, but this is also taught one of the works as well, man. He said, listen, if y'all was Abraham, see, y'all be doing the works of Abraham, man, but y'all not. And that's what is of faith. In Genesis 15, Genesis 12, Genesis 15 and 6, and also Genesis 12 when he left everything, left. That's something we talk about another time. But Genesis 15 and 6, that's in that Galatians 2 and 21. That's the righteousness. That's the faith. But it says, John chapter 8, verse 39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Thus saith, Yahushua saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. And exactly, man. So, and that works of faith. And also too, like he checks, even in Matthew 23, he checks the, Pharisees. Yeah, actually, no. Let's go Matthew 3 real quick, man, because that's what they weren't even doing, man. Because because that's why John the Baptist said, "Say now we have Abraham," because y'all not even doing the works of Abraham. One, y'all not faithful, y'all hypocrites. That means that would mean like unfaithful, and also like natural hypocrites. But also too, y'all not even doing that. The justice and judgment. But Matthew chapter 3 verse 9, it says, and think not that to say within yourself, we have Abraham our father. For I say unto you, Yahweh is able to raise these stones and to raise children unto Abraham. Exactly, man. So yeah, that's why like being son and daughter of Most High Yahshua is really important. That's why in Romans 9 and 6 says what it says, in John 1:47 says what it says, man. Like Israelite indeed, while God will see no wickedness, man. That's why it says all Israel is not Israel, man. That's just is what it is. But also too, man, I think of because the 30th anniversary of the movie that's passed by, the Power Rangers movie. Y'all ever seen the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie 30 years ago? One that came out in 1995. It came out, and I used to watch it all the time when I was a child, man. Still do to this day sometimes. But, it was a scene where they actually fight. I always think about that in Matthew 3 and 8 when they fight in the stones. I mean, they went on an island and they, the stones got alive. I always think about that scripture when I read that scripture for some reason. But anyway, but like I was saying though, man, that's is what it is though, man. But yeah, let's go to John 14 real quick, because you don't think this is in the kingdom, man. The Most High House in the Most High House in the kingdom, the physical kingdom, like, this is what justice and judgment and faith isn't going to be there, man. Because yeah, it says, in my father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I will have told you, but I go to a place prepared for you. So also too, in Proverbs 24, it goes into, like, how, let's look at that real quick. Let me just take a look. I might not read it, but let's grab this. Exactly. Proverbs, I'll grab it. Proverbs 24 and verse 3. Through wisdom through wisdom is a house builded, and understanding is established. So yeah, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, like, justice, judgment, all that stuff is going to be in the Father's house, in the garden, in the place of pleasure, in the kingdom, man. Like, honestly, man. So let's end this with Genesis 18. Let's go back. It says, for I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him. They shall keep the way of the Lord. And who's the way? Yahushua, of course. But of course, it's talking about his ways, like, his one like Abraham did, live according to the promise. One faithful, living according to the promise, and in obedience, the law, statute, commandments. Notice how all that stuff, like, the natural, like, I don't want to say natural laws, but the laws after that, like, came, like, after the faith, like, in Genesis 26 and 5, like, but that's neither here nor there. Keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, and the Lord will bring upon Abraham that which is spoken of him. So yeah. So anyway, man, to that point, let's get Genesis 26 and 5. It says, and because Abraham obeyed my voice, yeah, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, my laws. Yeah, so notice how the weightier matters came before in Genesis 18. The came before, like, the laws, statutes, commandments, like the ones we, like, the thou shalt not doubt, that came afterwards, like, so that's kind of what Yahushua was saying. But hopefully this is edifying, man. Much love to our brothers and sisters. So peace.